managing manure can be tricky, and mistakes can have significant consequences. Luckily, there have been new tools come on the market that make precision control of manure equipment easier. SunovaWorx Broadcaster 1 Plus is one of those. John Van Leeuwen, president of SunovaWorx, is here to tell us about it. Welcome to the Innovation Showcase, John.
Thank you for having us.
So tell me a bit about SunovaWorx first and what it does in the agriculture sector.
So SunovaWorx is a small company in Oxford County. We have a group of unique people. It's a small group of folks, but very tuned in into what we're trying to achieve regarding to remote controllers for the ag business.
And then Broadcaster 1 Plus. Tell me what it is and what it does. What do you tell a farmer when they ask what it does?
So Broadcaster 1 Plus is a revolution of Broadcaster 1, as we built that like 10 years ago to today to Broadcaster 2 integration, almost like to simplify more the single pump guys again. Broadcaster 1 at that time when we came out with it had radio control only, had hopping technology. Now with Broadcaster 1 Plus, we have all of that, plus we have also cell phone connection. So it's cell out of the box basically with a option of radio to make the Broadcaster 1 extendable basically with 8 in or outputs, and also more affordable compared to the Broadcaster 2 that gives you way more options and capabilities.
Tell me, how is it used on the farm? How is it put to use by people that are pumping manure?
Yeah, so Broadcaster in general is used to help with labor cost, I guess. Like instead of having 2 or 3 guys running multiple pump setups, we can do it now with a remote in a tractor and 1 guy. You still might need a fellow to set up and kind of make sure everything is working good to start with, but after that, the guy in the tractor is on its own. So it's a cost labor saving technology, I guess. With that, we want to make sure it's redundant, that they're always connected and safe. So we focused a lot on the outlet pressure side, which we call the safety side, I guess, and the inlet side we use. We usually use that for control for multiple pumps.
Tell me what was the need in the market for the Broadcaster 1 Plus?
So like I mentioned, it's harder to get good people lined up, and I mean that in a way that technology helps with that, and that's what we're trying to provide, to kind of make things more automatic, automated if needed, but not necessarily if they don't want it. It's basically a remote controller doing the same from a remote location versus standing at the pump. So it can be either or. It can be fully automated or not fully, but quite a ways, or it can still be used as a manual controller, but then just from a remote location.
And what does it mean for safety when you're pumping manure to have different options for control and redundancies?
Yes, and that's a good question because safety, it comes down to if you pump them, for example, 3,000 gallons a minute. Here in Ontario, it's probably most guys a little less. 3,000 gallons a minute, and your hose bursts, and you have no control on knowing that it's actually that you have a hose burst. You pump a lot of manure out in the field. That's problematic. So what we have out there is you can set the maximum outlet pressure to, let's say, 180 psi, and when the pressure goes up, up to 179, it automatically stays below 180. That's safety number 1. And the other one we have is like if a hose burst and there's a pressure drop, instant pressure drop, we see that as well, and we idle the engine down to idle.
And then tell me why this product's innovative compared to other products on the market.
I guess mainly, of course, there's other remote systems out there. Mainly what we're best at is the redundancy of different communications, so a different way we communicate. So as I mentioned before, we have radio, and it's point-to-point or mesh networking radio. We can do either or. We have a cell communication over satellite, and we have satellite as well. And now with the Broadcaster 1 Plus, we have the cell phone, what I call cell phone direct, which is like your regular phone network. So we have 4 different ways, that is redundant to communicate on. If cell phone connection is not there, you can talk on radio or through cell phone through satellite or satellite. and so on. Or if you have a blockage in land and you have a hill you have to deal with, we can put a repeater on top of the hill and still communicate by radio if you like, or rely on the network for the cell connection.
And you've developed some interesting products there in your shop. Can you talk to us about how you go about developing products for agriculture?
Yeah, our company is based on focus really on problem solving, especially practical in-field issues that people are dealing with. And we like to hone into those and see what we can do to help solve those problems, to make the farmers and custom outfits more effective, get more capacity potential, save money on labor, those kind of things. That's kind of what drives us, is like a problem solving. I guess that's probably say it right, a problem solving company.
And what have people said so far about the Broadcaster One Plus product? Where is it in market availability, and what have people said so far?
So at this point, Broadcaster One Plus is still, we're at the final testing stages right now. So we have a number of units out there that we're testing right now in Europe as well as here in Ontario at the moment. Up to this point, it does what we were expecting. It's working well. It's fast, reliable. It gives us the ability to run our portal with the network, so we can actually see what they have been doing, how much they have been pumping, what the pressures were. Also, all the engine vitals will be shown on the portal. So there's a lot there to we lock stuff. Right, so we call it a little bit here internally telematics and steroids with control, right? And control is the really special part that we fill in. I mean, there's a lot of telematics out there, but we can make that work really well, plus control real time.
And is there anything else that farmers or custom operators should know about the product?
It can be used for single pump units or multiple pumps. It could be used for a small system or a larger system. It could be used obviously for ag business, but also for dewatering, oil and gas, any other commercial type of pumping. We sold some for a drag or dredging. That's been working well. So I guess if you want safety and redundancy, and you want to stay connected all the time and have control over all your pumps, then this would be a real good option to look at.
Well, thank you for taking the time to explain it to me.
Very welcome. Thank you.
Okay. Take care.